Now I'll be honest, I love a good negative video, I love a good rant and a good kind of purge of negative thoughts, but this is a really difficult video. This is the Nope book tag, but as always I'll be doing it as a book and movie tag. And I don't know if I just don't watch and read that many negative things, or if I just get rid of them from my mind straight away, but it was pretty difficult. However, I've come up with some relatively satisfactory answers for these, and if you're watching this I tag you to do it as well, and let me know how easy it was for you to find answers. There are 16 questions and the first one is the Nope ending, a book ending that made you go nope. So for the book, I'm going to go with Stuart McBride's McCrae series, not because I'm unhappy with his endings, but he has a habit, certainly the last few weeks, of leaving it on a big cliffhanger where I need to know what happens next, and he does not write fast enough. I need him to have a book out every month. I love the McCrae series, and he always leaves it on cliffhangers, and obviously I love that. I love the emotion that comes with it, but at the same time, I really hate it. Film endings, straight away for me, I thought of Nocturnal Animals. I haven't read the book, I'm not entirely sure how it's like in the book, but the film for me, the ending was just so flat and completely ruined what was otherwise a very interesting film. Number 2, a protagonist that drives you crazy. This one I'm going to give the same answer for both, because primarily if I don't like the protagonist, I don't finish reading the book, because I have to be able to like them in some way or dislike them enough that I want to carry on reading to see their downfall. For me, it's Dumbledore. I do not like Dumbledore. Thankfully he's not so involved that it ruins Harry Potter for me, but most of the time I just think, go away. I don't like you. I don't like you in the books, I don't like you in the films. I think he's more annoying in the films than he is in the books. But either way, Dumbledore is my Nope protagonist. Then we have the Nope series, and I don't read that many series books. If I do, it's crime fiction, but usually I don't get past the second book because it's usually because I don't like the writer's writing style. But for this one I decided to go for the Gone series, and I can't remember the author's name, but there will be a picture of the book on the screen just now, and I read the first one, started reading the second one, and I just thought, yeah, there's a reason why I don't like YA fiction. I read it on a recommendation, and the first one was really good, really interesting, about these kids who there are no adults left and they're stuck in this bubble world and they have to try and survive, and it sounded really good, and the first one was really good, but after the second one it just dragged. Couldn't really think of a film series. Originally it would have been Friday the 13th and Halloween, but I've actually made the effort to continue with them, and I actually really liked the second films in both. But I decided to go with The Human Centipede. Now I did watch the third and final one, but I was so disappointed with it. It was so bad, it was so rubbish, it was so unnecessary. However, if they make a fourth, I hope they do, I will gladly watch it. A Nope ship. A popular ship that you don't support. Same answer for both of these, because again I don't read that many books where there are relationships, but for me it's Tonks and Lupin. I love Lupin, I hate Tonks. For me that was never going to work out. A Nope plot twist, a plot twist that you didn't see coming or you didn't like. Okay, so for me the book could actually have been the book and the film and vice versa, but for the book I've decided to go with the girl on the train, and that's not Nope I didn't like, that's Nope I didn't see coming. You get to that plot twist and you think, nope, that can't be possible, that's insane. Absolutely loved it. And for the film I'm going with Fingersmith, which I watched recently. It's based on the book by Sarah Waters. I haven't read the book, but the film, there's a twist in Fingersmith. It's about this young girl and her maid, and there's something that's happening, there's a plot that's going on, a ploy to manipulate one of the characters, but then there's just something happens, there's this twist in it, and goodness, Nope couldn't cope with that, but it was fantastic. A Nope protagonist action or decision. This one again, I'm going with the same answers for both, because I'm really boring, but I did really struggle with these. Harry Potter, when he and Ron decide to go after Hermione, and the teachers find them in the toilet with the troll in the dungeon, you know, and Hermione says, Professor, they came looking for me, I went after the troll to find him and beat him off by myself, I thought I could handle him. And I just thought, you stupid girl. All she needed to say was, I went off to the toilet, I was feeling upset, or even feeling unwell if she didn't want to let them know that she was upset. And then Harry and Ron would have looked like great kids because they went after Hermione to say, look, come on, you're our friend, get away, there's a troll coming. But instead she made up some rubbish about how she went off to fight the troll. There was no need for that. And I just thought it was really pathetic. Yes, obviously there's the great bit there about Hermione was willing to put herself in the wrong to save her new friends, Ron and Harry. I can see, I can see why that worked. But I just think in real life that would have been a really stupid decision, Hermione. Number 7, a genre you will never read. I will never read romance. But films, I like rom-coms, but I don't like romance dramas. And I also don't like kind of gangster mafia films, for the most part. It's Nope book format. Book formatting you hate and avoid until it comes out in a different edition. Honestly, I hate hardback books. I know I'm quite alone with that one. I will read a book if it's out in hardback, if I really want to. But if there's a hardback book on the shelf in the library, I'll just ignore it and go to a paperback. I don't like them. And I also don't like Kindle's e-readers. I just can't. I can't find myself getting absorbed if it's on a screen. Trope that makes you go nope. For me, I hate, in books and films, I hate it when we have different stories going on and then they don't connect. I can't stand it. Nope recommendations. A book recommendation that is constantly hyped but you will refuse to read. Now, I'll never refuse to read or watch something, but certainly there are things where I'm just like, nope. Basically any YA. I can't stand YA for the most part, and I think it's a shame that a lot of more mature readers are still reading YA when they could read other things as well in addition. But that's irrelevant. Also The Hunger Games. Nope, cliche or pet peeve. I don't like it when a dog finds the dead body. Obviously reading crime fiction and watching thrillers in abundance, somebody's got to find the dead bodies that keep popping up. Usually it's in the early hours of the morning when somebody is walking their dog. Nope, love interest. The love interest that's not worthy of being one. Same answer for both. Cho Chang. Do not see what Harry saw in her. The Nope book, a book that should not have existed. For me, for the book, Pride and Prejudice versus Zombies, or Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, or whatever it's called. I don't like it. I've read it. I thought it was abysmal. I thought it was poorly written. I thought it was distasteful. However, Mrs. Darcy versus the Aliens is a very, very funny parody of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. So if you want to read a parody of Pride and Pred, go for Mrs. Darcy versus the Aliens by Jonathan Pinnock. And for the film, I'm going to go with The Emoji Movie, because I just think it was really distasteful. The Nope villain. Honestly, there is no villain that really scares me, that I would run away from them in real life. I guess maybe Mephistopheles in Dr. Faustus, possibly, maybe Dracula, but I think I would be really curious if I met a vampire. I'd be more inquisitive than frightened. And Krueger. I love Freddy Krueger, but I don't think I'd stand a chance up against him, so I'd probably be better off running away or waking up. The Nope death. The death that still haunts you. Oh gosh, okay, so there may be spoilers here, but there's a death in Stuart McBride's McRae series. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed that he did that, and I can't say anymore. But if you've read the series, you'll know who I mean, and I'm so irritated. I mean, fantastic reading, wonderful writing, but you can't do that. And with the film and the books, I guess, we have, spoiler again, Snape. I will never be over that death. And the last one, we have Nope author, an author with whom you had a bad experience and decided to quit. Okay, so I'll do the film one first in this instance because I've already touched upon this. Halloween and Friday the 13th, I watched both of those films and decided not to continue with the series. But since then, I've decided to go back and revisit them, and I'm actually kind of enjoying them now. For the book, I haven't read any of, shall I say, Robert Galbraith's books after the first one. I do not think Robert Galbraith is keen on that genre, the crime thriller. I just don't think Robert Galbraith's writing style works very well for that genre. I don't think it's their forte. Robert Galbraith, for me, they do not write thriller crime as well as they write children's fantasy. That was fun, really difficult though, and it makes me wonder, have I not read that many books and watched that many films that I haven't liked? Mostly it's because I don't watch that many or read that many series. But I would love for you to do this and see if you find it easier than I do, which is probably going to happen. Let me know if you've done this. I'd love to see your answers, and I'll speak to you all soon.